Alright, Mr. SimpleBiz guy, let's start the show.
Hello, everybody. Happy summer. Thank you for tuning in to SimpleBiz360 podcast. My name is Jeff Mason, and I'm your host on this adventure. We're now found on Rumble TV, in addition to YouTube, IGTV, Gab TV, and 28 listening platforms. Thanks for tuning in today. And the first thing I'd like to just say is we're going to do a cool little 6-8 week stretch of caps and t-shirts. Man, it's summer. You know, get outside, get the short sleeves on, get a little sun, and let's have some fun. So first things I want to do today is you're going to see on my t-shirt, if you're watching this show, it says OUR. That stands for Operation Underground Railroad. And the reason I'm wearing that shirt is July 4th. There is a movie that debuts that's called The Sound of Freedom, and it stars Jim Caviezel from The Passion for the Christ, and Jim plays Tim Ballard, the founder of OUR. You can find their URL at OURrescue.org. Again, OURrescue.org. And this is a very, very important story. You don't hear mainstream media talking about it. You don't hear celebrities talking about it or tweeting about it or doing anything about it or with it, because it's about human and child trafficking. You need to know what's going on out there. You have to know what's going on out there. And so this movie is a great, just a great piece to introduce everybody to really the depths and things that are happening out there. It's been actually in the can for 3 years. They finally found Angel Studios to take it on. So it's coming out this weekend. By the way, happy July 4th to all the Americans out there who are listening. And let's get into the show. So today the show is how to uncover 1% improvement opportunities. And this is a message for the executive tier and the executive community. First thing I would say is, guys and gals, why don't you get into some jeans and some old clothing and go down to the distribution center and open up boxes that are intended for customers. I read about the Digital Equipment Corporation back in the 80s that did this in the computer industry, and once a year the executive tier had to go and uncover boxes. And I can tell you, as a young executive, I was saddled and challenged with a lot of different things as well. And I actually at one point dealt with a frustrated customer. Day before Thanksgiving, I went down to their warehouse. I opened up 42 packages that we sent, and 6 of them were riddled with errors. So I learned firsthand some of the things we were doing wrong and right. And, some of the typing on the packing slip, they couldn't read it under certain light. It was dark in the distribution center. They were having problems. So that was just one thing I uncovered amongst a lot of other things. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is pick up the phones, work the CSR phones. I will tell you, as an executive, I wanted to get to know my company a little closer when I went on the team. And so at lunch, I would take over one of the phones. I had 9 CSRs that reported to me, and we had 3,100 dealers and a lot of activity. And so I learned a ton by grabbing the phones and, working the computer and actually processing customer orders or requests or questions. And I learned so much that I realized we were misinterpreting a lot of things. It was costing us a lot of money in incorrect shipments, product we had to take back under RA. And, I ended up putting a test together for my CSRs, 100-question test, multiple choice, and only one of my 9 CSRs scored out of the 60s. So really, we uncovered a lot of things that we were doing wrong in the interpretation area, and we fixed them, and we got to take care of that. And the third thing is just, executives, you need to get down to the worker level in administration and customer service. Get into the keyboard, get into the mechanics of what your people are doing, because it is there you will uncover many dozens of little pebbles that really equate to a 1% of your business. And you can pick up these pebbles and change them. You can wash them off, clean them up, and package them and make the experience for your customers different, because it's the emails, it's the dialogue, it's the way the teams are doing things, it's the way things are written, the way your catalogs are, the way your website's set up, and just these email exchanges. There's a lot of tasks, and you'll see that graphics behind me, the task challenge. There's a lot of tasks that we get wrong. I call them weight-bearing loads, and we as companies are transferring a lot of silly, very time-consuming weight-bearing loads to the companies and customers that we're dealing with, because it makes life easier for us, but it makes life harder for them. No, that should be inverted. We should make it easier for the customer and we should make it harder for us. So look at your weight-bearing loads and challenge yourself. What can we do differently? So those are the 3 tips for today. And, as always, we love to end every one of our episodes with a Lost in the Shuffle track. And that track actually appears, if you're watching the screen, it'll appear up in the upper right-hand corner as a little card. 30 seconds before the show ends, you'll see this little thing that says Lost in the Shuffle. Click it on. That takes you to the YouTube experience. We don't play the song here. And today's song is the Hollies, 1969. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. Yeah, the customers are paying our invoices. They are making our companies tick. They're our brother in business, brothers and sisters. So don't make the experience heavy for them. We will see you next week in 168 hours. Thank you.